Welcome to Echoes in the Gallery. I'm your host, Susan L. Sistrunk. As an arts educator and professional artist, it is my privilege to bring you my first original podcast set in a series of volumes. Each episode will air weekly on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and wherever you get your podcasts. Tonight, in episode 23, Welcome to Terlingua, the group travels to a small ghost town close to the Texas and Mexico border. What will they discover in this remote destination seemingly lost in time? Let us step into the gallery and begin. Episode 23. Welcome to Terlingua. Terlingua? Sergei asked incredulously. You have to be kidding. There is absolutely nothing here. We're supposed to hide out here waiting on our contact for exactly how long? Tituria was growing weary of Sergei's whining. Why couldn't he just shut up until they got across the border? Enough had happened already for her to deal with. Sergei, the entire point of laying low is to be somewhere unknown. This place is perfect. Tituria gestured around the motel room. No one will think to look for us here, and our contact will be here in a few hours to get us across the border. In the meantime, she smiled and pulled out a bottle of tequila from her bag. I think we have earned a little celebration time. Sergei scoffed. His sister could never be serious. He took the bottle from her and took a large drink. It would be much better when they were in Mexico. While Tituria and Sergei were stewing in the living room of the safe house, Ivanov and the others were just arriving in Terlingua. He was unimpressed. Well, they certainly didn't want to be found, did they? I've never seen a place so void of life. The town has actually grown over the years, believe it or not, Gwen stated. It was challenging to watch this place expand from the town she had been introduced to. At first, it had been a quiet little blip on the map on the road to Lajitas and Presidio. Now it was becoming a tourist destination and a place for criminals to hide out before they crossed the border. Well, it shouldn't be too hard to find them here in any case. Let's all split up and ask around. Ivanov pointed to his man while gesturing to Jonathan and Rachel. Go ahead and take these two to the hotel we saw on the way into town. Do not let them out of your sight. If they have to use the bathroom, I want you to hold the toilet paper. Understand? Ivanov had reached his limit with that duo and would gladly take care of them both at the earliest possible convenience. All of these people were irritating. He preferred traveling and being alone most of the time. It's probably why he had deserted his family. It never really interested him. A family was a lot to keep up with. He glanced over at Gwen. Something had changed in her demeanor when they had arrived in this desert terrain. What was it? Did this place hold memories for her? Perhaps it was a place she and Jonathan had shared. He shook himself back into the matter at hand. As fascinating a person as Gwen had turned out to become, there really wasn't time to delve into her psyche at the moment. Ivanov turned to Gwen, Eric, and Jordan and barked. Gwen and Eric, check out the town. I'll take the whiz kid down to the restaurant here on the map. It's called La Kiva. I've arranged for it to be closed for the day for everyone except us. After you all find Sergei and Tituria, come to the restaurant. Let's finish this and get out of this desert hell. Gwen and Eric decided to check out the places inside the old ghost town first to see if anyone had spotted Tituria and Sergei. Eric found the town charming and nostalgic. The old buildings and outdated houses had withstood the test of time, the blast of the West Texas winds, and the changing topography of a harsh landscape. Looking at the small flowers blooming from the cactus, Eric realized that life seemed to find a way to thrive here. The cactus and shrubs had green life. Tiny wildflowers sprung up everywhere. He was admiring some little red petals when it suddenly felt like a knife went through his foot. He cried out, "Oh, damn! What is that?" "Oops. Looks like you stepped on a mesquite thorn. Hold still." Gwen knew she shouldn't smile, but couldn't help it. To see such a large man dance around and look like he was in agony over something so small was a bit entertaining. What the hell is that? He looked horrified at the length of the object that came out of his foot. It's a mesquite thorn, you big baby. He started laughing uncontrollably at this big tough guy limping around like he'd just been shot. They asked around in a couple of shops by describing Tuturia and Sergei, but no one had shown any recognition of the two. Now a man they had seen in the souvenir shop approached them quietly. He motioned for them to go around the corner of the building. I saw the two of them. They are in trouble? People didn't usually disappear into the area if they were not in trouble. Gwen and Eric looked at each other and paused. Best not to give up too much information. Eric began speaking first. Well, they're friends of ours who were last seen in the area. It's been a few days and their family is concerned about their well-being. This felt as close as he could get without outright lying or giving away too much information. I saw them head down off the road towards some of the houses on the outskirts of town. I could give you directions, but you would probably get lost. For $20, I would happily show you. Gwen and Eric looked at each other and sighed. This could totally be bogus, but what choice did they have? A few minutes later, they were following a beat-up pickup down a gravel road. This didn't feel right to Gwen. Eric could tell she was nervous, so tried to stay calm and not let on that he too was having second thoughts about this latest turn of events. It seemed they had been on this road forever when the pickup in front of them slowed to a stop about 100 yards from a small trailer. I saw them go down this road, and that is the only structure on this road for miles, the man told them while holding out his hand. Eric placed the promised $20 in it and turned to Gwen. He was getting more nervous by the moment. This didn't feel right. You stay here. I'll go check it out and come back after I find out if they are in there. If I'm not back in 10 minutes, head back into town. He started down the road. When he reached the trailer and opened the door, the mistake Eric and Gwen had made was obvious. Eric was face to face with a 12-gauge shotgun. The man at the other end was not Sergei and smiled a half-toothless grin at Eric. "Welcome to Terlingua," he said. This concludes episode 23 of Echoes in the Gallery. Join me, your host Susan L. Sistrunk, next week for episode 24, The Trailer, where Gwen and Eric find themselves in yet another sticky situation with life-threatening implications. And the rest of the group is still searching for Tuturia and Sergei. Until then, thank you for listening. Stay safe and love each other.